Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. And taking on our quiz champions today are Dr. Paul's patients. Now, this team grew up together in and around John O'Groats, and they quiz together occasionally at the Newsroom Bar in Edinburgh. So let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Willie. I'm a building services engineer.
Hello, I'm Tom. I'm a trainee solicitor.
Hi, I'm Graham, and I'm an IT support engineer.
Hi, I'm David, and I'm an electrical engineer.
Hi, I'm Gary, and I'm a solicitor.
So, Willie and team, hello.
Hello.
Great to see you. Willie, I mentioned John O'Groats or Caithness, so you're really up the top of Scotland, right?
Yeah, we're all went to Wick High School in the very far north of Scotland. And then as time goes on, we've all, well, 4 of us have kind of moved away. And, you know, here we are today.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. If we can organise a reunion, we are delighted to be doing that. So you were up near John O'Groats, as you say, in Wick. And what was it like to grow up that far north?
That's a question get asked quite a lot. I enjoyed it. I think we all enjoyed it very much, to be honest. You know, it's quite post-Highland. Although it's in the Highlands, it kind of flattens out a bit near the top. So it's not necessarily rugged scenery, but certainly I think we would all say we very much enjoyed growing up there.
And why is the team called Dr. Paul's Patients?
Well, we go to this, occasionally meet for this quiz in the newsroom in Edinburgh, and Dr. Paul is actually the quiz master.
Oh, we've had him on, haven't we?
Yeah.
He's taken a team in.
Yep, he has indeed, yeah.
So you're back as his patients now. He's not here, but...
No.
All right, all the best to you. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. If they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. You've timed it rather well, Dr. Paul's patients, because the Eggheads are on a steaming roll here. They really are. They've won the last 13. So there's £14,000 to win. And I'm rooting for you. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of film and TV. So choose one of you, please, against either Pat, Steve, Chris, Kevin or Judith.
So, who do we think for film and TV?
Don't know what's it.
I'm definitely out.
Yeah.
Is it
I mean,
going to be Scotty?
I was going to say, if you want me to go...
Graham?
Unless you're...
Yep.
Are you over
I
comfortable?
thought I would be out for that, so...
Yeah. Who do you think we should choose to?
Kevin?
Kevin.
OK.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
is that a consensus?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Graham?
Yeah.
All right, Graham from Dr. Paul's Patients having a go at Kevin early on from the Eggheads. Stakes are high here. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. All right, well, good luck here, Graham. Film and TV against Kevin. And would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Here we go. In which year was the TV comedy The Royal Family first broadcast? 1978, 1988 or 1998?
I can remember watching it when it kind of first came on the go. So I don't think it would be as far back as 78. I'm swithering towards 98 rather than 88. So yeah, we'll go 1998.
You're swithering. We haven't had any swithering here for a while. That's a great word. 1998's quite right. Well done. Good swithering. Kevin, what genre is the 1994 film The Mask? The Mask. War, comedy or horror?
Yeah, that's Jim Carrey. It's comedy.
Comedy is correct. Cutting-edge film at the time, wasn't it, Kevin?
Because of the CGI effects.
Yeah,
and that sort of
really
thing.
amazing
Yes.
special effects.
Yeah.
OK, Graham, your question. Which character is played by Russell Crowe in the 2017 film The Mummy? Dr. Jekyll, Dracula or Frankenstein?
It's not a film that I've seen myself. So I will need to kind of have a wee Dr. Jekyll, Dracula. I think I'd be inclined to go with Dr. Jekyll.
What was your logic on that? I'm just interested.
Just, as I say, it's not a film that I've seen, so I kind of couldn't even go down the road of a process of elimination. It's more just a kind of stab in the dark, if you will.
Sure, but you've got it right. Well done. I was looking at it myself thinking, I don't know how I begin.
No, there's no kind of direct route from one to the other, that's for sure.
Let me just check with the Eggheads. Has any Egghead here seen it?
Yeah.
OK, Steve, help us. Why is he Dr. Jekyll? What's going on?
I don't know why he's Dr. Jekyll. It's a bit odd. It seems like a character that's shoehorned in, but I think it's going to be a bit of a franchise it's going to run, so he might have a bigger part later on.
But the Dr. Jekyll is the Dr. Jekyll from Dr.
Yeah.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Yeah.
Right, interesting. Didn't know that. Kevin, In which year was the actor Liam Neeson born? 1942, 1952, or 1962?
Well, I think although as we speak, he still tends to be doing action man roles, he's developed a sort of niche in senior action man films like Taken and the Taken series and various other standalone films. Nevertheless, before the choices came up, I thought 1952, so I'm going to have to stick with that, 1952.
1952 is correct. Well done. Graham. Jay Jacobs first appeared as Donna Jackson in which TV show in 2004? Doctor Who, EastEnders, or Holby City?
Again, when the name came up, it wasn't one that I had recognised, and I'm not an avid fan of any of these shows, but I do know that there are a Jackson family in EastEnders. Again, Doctor Who, other than the main characters, I wouldn't really be able to say, so I think, yeah, I'm going to have to go with my educated guess and go EastEnders.
Well, I'll check with Judith because that's her programme. Judith?
I think that's right.
It's wrong. It's Holby City. Kevin, your question to take the round. Laurence Olivier received the final Oscar nomination of his career for his performance in which 1978 film? Sleuth, The Boys from Brazil, or Marathon Man?
Well, it's not Sleuth because that's earlier. That's earlier in the 70s. Now, he was in all of those, and in both Marathon Man and The Boys from Brazil, he played Nazi fugitives. I would say that Marathon Man was 77 and The Boys from Brazil 78. But sometimes release and distribution dates can vary. Was that Olivier or was it Gregory Peck? I think I'm possibly having a bit of a mental blip here. It's because of the similarity of the roles. And I was just thinking, did Olivier really play two Nazi fugitives? No, I'm thinking there, The Boys from Brazil, the Mengele was actually Gregory Peck. So I'm having a moment, obviously. In which case, I would have to go for Marathon Man.
As it happens, I watched The Boys from Brazil recently, and yes, Laurence Olivier was the Nazi hunter, so he was sort of sending people off. So he was in it.
Yeah.
You think you've gone wrong, Kevin?
Yeah.
Well, he was in Marathon Man. It could
was,
still be
but
right.
You see, as I said earlier on, I would say that was 77 and The Boys from Brazil 78.
Well, that's the thing. And 78 was The Boys from Brazil, and you have gone wrong, Kevin. So, but only by a whisker.
Yeah.
Okay, Graham. We don't see that very often, do we?
No.
He was sleuthing around meticulously, but he went astray. So we go to sudden death. It gets a little bit harder, Graham. I don't give you alternative options. And here's your first question. In March 2017, who was unveiled as Mary Berry's replacement as a judge on the TV show The Great British Bake Off?
Again, it's a show that I kind of watched when it first came about, obviously with the original cast in tow. I remember the announcement of the change in personnel. I could be wrong in saying this, and it's a little bit left field, but I think it's Noel Fielding, possibly.
No, Noel Fielding is presenting, as Mel and Sue did, the judging role, the Mary Berry role. One of them is being taken by Prue Leith. Kevin, Adam Smallbone is the name of the central character in which TV comedy series, first shown in 2010?
No, I've seen that name, but I don't know the series. Just a comedy series first shown in 2010.
Adam Smallbone is the name.
Oh, hang on.
Go on.
Rev.
Rev is the right answer.
Yeah.
Do you remember who played him?
Tom Hollander.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Graham, sorry, knocked you out there. And Kevin has won through. We'll be in the final round. So come back to us, please, both of you, and we will see what happens in round two. So as it stands, Dr. Paul's patients have lost a brain from the final round. The Eggheads are all still there. We play on with music. So who would like this?
Yeah, it's you, Tom, is it?
I've stepped in this one.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Tom,
I'll take that.
our trainee solicitor, against which Egghead, and it can't be Kevin.
Death, I think.
Do you think? I think go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judith, please.
So Tom from Dr. Paul's patients taking on Judith from the Eggheads on music.
On music, yes. Roller drums.
Roller drums, and please take your positions. Well, good luck against Judith on music. And would you like to go first or second, Tom?
I will go first, please.
Here we go. I stay out too late, got nothing in my brain. That's what people say, that's what people say. Are the opening lyrics to which Taylor Swift song? Bad Blood, Shake It Off, or Out of the Woods?
I was desperately trying to not get up and dance to that, but it's Shake It Off.
It is Shake It Off, well done. They're all Taylor Swift songs. Judith, here's your first question. The American singer-songwriter Carrie Underwood is most closely associated with which genre of music? Judith, is it country, rap, or classical?
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood.
I think that would be country.
Country is correct, Judith. Tom, back to you. Mark Cohen is a main character in which Jonathan Larson stage musical? Guys and Dolls, Jersey Boys, or Rent?
That name rang a very, very distant bell. I haven't seen any of these. Cohen sounds sort of East Coast Jersey Boys. That's terrible logic, but I'm gonna go with Jersey Boys.
No, it's not. Jersey Boys is about the Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and so Mark Cohen is not in that or in Guys and Dolls. It's Rent. Judith, your second question. The concert pianist Daniel Barenboim married which other musician in 1967? Judith, is it Martha Argerich, Jacqueline Dupre, or Joan Tower?
I do know that. That's Jacqueline Dupre.
It is Jacqueline Dupre. Well done. Who plays the what?
Cello.
Cello.
And died very young.
Yes, she did. What happened?
MS.
MS, that's right.
Tragedy.
Yeah. We go back to our challenger. Where is the Mozart opera Così fan tutti set? Is it Rome, Naples, or Milan? And you must get this right, Tom.
Okay, when that came up, I was hoping you were going to say at least, or one city in Italy. You've given me 3, so that's not so helpful for me. Così fan tutti. Milan sounds more... I'm going to go with Milan. Just drawn to that. I can't say why.
Milan is your answer.
Yes.
Judith, is that right?
I don't know. I just said Rome, because when in Rome, do as Rome does.
Let's throw it to the Eggheads. Can we help us?
It's Naples.
Naples is the answer, Tom.
All been wrong.
At least we both got it wrong.
Yeah, Judith would have got it wrong, but she's in the final round. Tom, you'd be knocked out. So tricky times for our challengers. Come back to us, please, both of you, and we're going to play round 3. So as it stands, Dr. Paul's patients have lost 2 brains from the final round, while the Eggheads have not lost any so far. And the next subject for you is food and drink. So who would like this?
Are you happy? Or?
I could go for it, I suppose, if you're not.
Yeah, I'm not overly
Aye.
enthused by the
Right, I'll
prospect.
take it then, I'll take it.
David,
Yeah.
electrical engineer. Who would you like to wire up?
Chris. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with Chris.
Okay, David, from Dr. Paul's patients. Take it on, Chris, from the Eggheads. And round 3, as we know, can be crucial in the contest. So please, gentlemen, take your positions. So you love your football, David?
Yeah, I don't mind playing it, yeah, it's true.
And played it in the lower leagues of Scottish football?
Yes, I did, yeah, a few years ago, yeah.
So which team?
Well, I played for Forth Athletic at one stage and then also Cowdenbeath before that.
And then also with your local team back home, John O'Groats?
Yeah, Johnny Groats, so that's probably the team I was most proud about playing for, yeah.
Because you won some cups?
Yeah, back when we were playing, we got promoted into the first division in Caithness County League, so it was one of the best achievements I think I've had.
How terrific. Well done on that. We're on food and drink here, so no obvious connection, but you have now got the initiative. You can decide whether you go first or second.
I'll go first, please.
And here we go. David, your first question. Which of these types of sugar has the finest grains? Icing sugar, granulated sugar, or caster sugar?
I'm gonna say, because it's used for baking, I think icing sugar.
Icing sugar is quite right. Well done. Chris, your question. Which term is used for a roll of sweet or savoury food, often around a filling? Chris, éclair, quiche or roulade?
Well, quiche is an open flan, so it's a roulade.
Yeah, roulade, the roll word was the key word. Roulade is right. David, jester, brambling cross, chinook and boadicea are all varieties of which plant used in making beverages? Is it grape, hop or tea?
I don't know, and I don't know why I'm going towards it, but I'm going to say hop.
Challengers, what do we
Yeah,
think?
I think it's hop.
Yeah, they like it. Hop is right. This is good, David. Well done, 2 out of 2. Chris, to catch up, which term is used, particularly in Yorkshire, for a type of large pork pie designed for sharing? Chris, is it stand pie, kneel pie, or sit pie?
Of course, the genesis of the old pork pie was you could hold it in your hand and eat it on the move. So a large pie that you'd share, you'd sit down to eat it, so it's a sit pie.
The conviction with which you give every answer is commendable. On this occasion, it is not correct. First time you've got a question on a pie wrong. Eggheads, help us out here.
None of us
No,
have
they don't
ever
know
had.
either.
I've come across this.
We're a bit stumped. Anyone eaten one of these?
No.
It is a stand pie. Yeah? I'll have a little think about it and see if I can give you some more facts on the stand pie. All right, this could be a turning point now. So get this question right, David. You're in the final, and then maybe the next challenger wins as well. Then you'll be on equal terms, and you've got eyes on £14,000. Here's your third question. In the early 1970s, Jean Montelet and Gilbert Fuinteau both lodged patents for which new food gadget? Dishwasher, Teasmade, or salad spinner?
I don't know if he said it's a gadget. Is a dishwasher really a gadget? Again, it's going to be a guess. I'll go with salad spinner.
Salad spinner is the right answer. That's good. You've taken on an egghead and you've beaten him. You've beaten Chris, the steamroller, he's known as. So he will be out of the final, you will be in, and we have one more round to play before the final. Come back, we'll do it. So we had the stand pie, and it's firstly delicious. That's one fact about it.
Well, pies are, aren't they?
What we think is going on with the name is that, as Chris says, with the pork pie, you can eat it on the move.
Yeah.
The stand pie sits there, sort of stands there, and then people go to it and tuck in, rather than walking around with it.
No, not sit thee down, lad, and eat thee pie.
Well, they would eat it together, but they wouldn't eat it, as Chris says, and may have even done himself, walking around, putting a pie into your face. That's not happening.
And just a piece of it.
It's a piece of it, yeah. As it stands, Dr. Paul's patients have lost 2 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have lost 1, but David, brilliant. I know what the football thing was there. You nutmegged him. The next subject is geography. So, now if you can win this round, we really are game on. Who would like this? It's Willie or Gary?
It's me.
What do you think? How are you feeling?
Surely.
Yeah, well, I think we plan to keep Willie for the final, so I think that means it's me.
Stay with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going for it.
Gary, and you can take on either of the gents on the left there, Pat or Steve.
Pat's travelled the furthest to get here, so
Yeah.
his geography is slightly better.
Okay, Steve, we're going for.
So Gary from Dr. Paul's patients taking on Steve from the Eggheads. And please, for the last time, go to the question room. So geography, Gary, would you like to go first or second against our Steve?
I will go first, please.
And here we go. The Falkland Islands lie in which ocean? Atlantic, Indian, or Pacific?
So, I don't think it's the Indian. I don't think it's the Pacific. I think it is the Atlantic.
Atlantic is quite right. Well done. Steve, what is the approximate population of Afghanistan? 3 million, 33 million, or 333 million?
It's obviously not the last one. Afghanistan. It's a big country with few people in it, but can it be as few as 3 million? I can't believe it's as small as 3. I'll say 33, but I won't be surprised if you tell me it's 3.
No, it is 33 million. You got it right. Gary, back to you, your second question. Which of these cities stands on the River Nene? Northampton, Chelmsford, or Preston?
Okay, I'm not sure at all. I don't think it's Preston. I used to live relatively close to Northampton. I think if it was Northampton, I might have heard of it. So that's incredibly skewed logic, but it's led me to Chelmsford.
It's wrong, I'm afraid. It is Northampton. So, Steve, you have a chance to take the lead. The Yellow Sea separates China from which country? South Korea, Philippines, or Vietnam?
Well, thanks for the answer that was in my head before you asked the... Well, not before you asked the question. Has come up after the question. So I'm going to stick with my first thought and say South Korea, Jeremy.
South Korea is right. Well done, Steve. So you need to get this one right. Gary, need to get you into that final. Here's your third question. What is the capital of Guinea? Is it Conakry, Dodoma, or Maseru?
I was hoping, because I didn't know when you asked the question, I was hoping there would be something that would ring a bell in my head, but it's absolutely nothing at all. So the capital of Guinea. Let's say Maseru, but it's a complete guess.
The capital of Guinea is Conakry. So Gary, sorry you haven't made it into the final because there's no way back in this round. Steve will be in the final round. We're playing for £14,000 in our final. You can still do it, challengers. Please return to us, gentlemen, and we'll play that final round. So this is what we have been playing towards. It's time for our final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So it's Tom, Graham and Gary from Dr. Paul's Patients, and also Chris from the Eggheads. Would you please now leave the studio? Willie and David, you are playing to win Dr. Paul's Patients, £14,000. Pat, Steve, Kevin, Judith, you're playing for something that money can't buy, which is the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge, gents, and you can confer, OK? So, Dr. Paul's Patients, the big question here is whether your 2 brains can beat these 4. I wish you all the best. It's been great to see you play. And would you like to go first or second?
We'll go first, please, Jeremy.
So, Willie and David, here we go. Your first question. Which British monarch was born in 1865? Victoria, George V, or Edward VIII?
So I think Victoria was before that.
1865.
Yeah. Edward VIII, he was king in 1920s or something like that.
Yeah.
George V, there's too many Georges, I get mixed up with them all.
Queen Mother was born 1900. I think her husband was George VI, the Queen's father. He'd have been born around that time.
65.
George
Yeah,
V.
I think Edward might have been later.
It was Edward that abdicated as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Edward
Or well,
abdicated.
is that in the 1920s when he abdicated? No. Or maybe we're speaking about something.
George V,
in the wrong
you
one.
think?
Yeah, go with George V, I think.
Okay.
After long.
After all that, we'll go for George V, please, Jeremy.
George V is correct. Good quizzing. Here we go, Eggheads. Which of these political parties failed to win a single seat at the 2017 UK general election? UKIP, Sinn Féin, or the Liberal Democrats?
UKIP.
UKIP.
Yep.
Are we happy with UKIP?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
UKIP.
UKIP didn't win any of the other 2
Paul
guys did.
Nuttall was the only one who was expected to win, and he
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah, we can with that. UKIP.
UKIP is the right answer. Very good. Your question. Which of these dinosaurs is classed as a sauropod? Stegosaurus, Diplodocus, or Triceratops?
Do you know what a sauropod is?
Oh, pod related to feet. Sorrow. The dead easy one would be Stegosaurus, but maybe that's just a trick question.
So Stegosaurus is that one with the plates in its back. Diplodocus is a big, massive one.
Yeah.
It's long neck and tail, and Triceratops is the one with the 3 horns at the front. So a sauropod. I think a Diplodocus because it's massive. And a sauropod is something. Does saur not mean big, as in dinosaur?
Yeah.
Would the biggest one mean Diplodocus? Because it's
the biggest feet.
massive with feet, massive feet.
We'll go for Diplodocus.
I think that's the only thing we've got, aye.
Yeah, we're not, as you can probably tell, we're not 100% confident, but we'll try Diplodocus, please.
Let's see. What does sauropod mean, Eggheads?
Literally means lizard foot.
Lizard foot. Can we break this down? Do we know the answer?
The Stegosaurus and the Triceratops are sort of chunky, compact beasts, whereas the Diplodocus is an enormous, extremely long dinosaur like the Brontosaurus. There's a whole family of them. They were vegetable-eating
So which one you've gone for then?
So on the basis that the Diplodocus is unlike the other two, I'd be tempted to go for that.
Diplodocus is the right answer. That's great quizzing by you. Well done. OK, over to you, Eggheads. Which tennis player won a record 10th French Open men's singles title in 2017? Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, or Novak Djokovic?
Rafa.
Nadal. Yes.
That's Rafael Nadal.
Rafael Nadal is the right answer. OK, third question. Just keep the pressure on here, guys. Who wrote the 1987 book Sleeping with the Enemy, which was later turned into a film starring Julia Roberts? Nancy Price, Jodie Picou, or Catherine Stockett?
Literature's not my strong point, like, so...
I've heard of Jodie Picou, but...
That's the only one I've heard of.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's her, I suppose.
No.
So it's a complete guess it's going to be, is it?
Yep. Don't think we've got much logic in this one at all, David.
Only because we know Pickled. That's really the only thing I can offer.
Yeah. Purely on the flimsy basis that Jodie Picou's the only one we've heard of, we're going to go for Jodie Picou, please.
Jodie Picou is your answer. Maybe your logic has taken you astray this time. Eggheads, do you know?
I think it's Nancy Price, isn't it?
I would have gone that.
Yeah.
Nancy Price is the answer. You've got 2 out of 3. Eggheads, the contest is over if you get this one right. Which musical won 6 awards at the 2017 Tonys, including Best Score, Actor and Musical? Is it Groundhog Day the Musical, Come From Away, or Dear Evan Hansen?
Dear Evan
Dear
Hansen.
Evan Hansen is
Yeah.
the sensation.
You're happy.
That was the one that, yeah, we got Best Actor, and it's a musical, so, yeah.
Okay.
Good enough for me.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
We're going for Dear Evan Hansen.
Maybe not the obvious choice. Is it right? You're quizzing very well at the moment, Eggheads. Dear Evan Hansen is the right answer. We say again, congratulations, Eggheads. You have won. Well, David and Willie, I loved your Diplodocus answer. The logic of that was brilliant. I would have got that wrong myself, I must say. So, thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did that.
Is it enjoyable being on the receiving end from this lot?
Still enjoyable, yeah.
Yeah, and seeing them in good form as well. Form like this is better than good, it's red hot. Commiserations to Dr. Paul's patients. The Eggheads have done what comes naturally. This winning streak continues. It's getting quite amazing. I'm afraid it means that the challengers don't go home with the £14,000, so we just roll that money over to our next show. Eggheads, congratulations. Who, I wonder, will ever beat you? And you only lost one again today. Looking pretty sharp, Eggheads, actually, today.
How kind.
About yourself, Jeremy.
I think so. If you'd like to work on a question from the Eggheads while you watch at home, Kevin, you got one for us?
Yes, it's an Agatha Christie one. Agatha Christie famously wrote many detective novels, of course, but there's something unique about one of them, which is called Death Comes as the End. So the question is, what is unique about that Agatha Christie detective novel?
OK, because I read all the Agathas when I was a teenager, and I will have read that, but I can't. It's not a Poirot Marple thing, is it? OK, don't say. We'll come back to you later and find out the answer from Kevin at the end of the show. Now, hoping to beat the might of the Eggheads today are the Clarians from County Down. This team all work together at Sacred Heart Grammar School in Newry and take their name from the school's patron saint. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Louise and I'm an English and music teacher.
Hi, I'm Simon and I'm a French and ICT teacher.
Hi, I'm Dennis and I'm a chemistry teacher.
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm a religious studies and history teacher.
Hi, I'm Anthony and I'm a physics and technology technician.
So, Louise and team, hello.
Hi, Jeremy.
Welcome from beautiful Northern Ireland. That's fantastic to see you, Louise. Thank you. And tell us about the school.
Our school is an all-girls school. We teach girls from 11 to 18 years old and they're the best kids in the world. We're very, very lucky to work in the school that we work in. And I know what's exciting for you, you're an English and music teacher, so that's 2 of the rounds basically sorted, as far as I can tell. You play the violin? I do, yes. And you've played in concerts all around the world? Whenever I was younger, I got the opportunity to travel to America, Slovenia, Germany, playing in concerts. So. Oh, wonderful. And best concert you've played? Definitely Shostakovich 5 in the Berlin Concert House. That was an
Shostakovich
experience.
5.
His Fifth Symphony.
Fifth Symphony, right. OK, Kevin, Shostakovich, year he was born?
1906.
Year he died?
75.
That's what you're up against. Are you ready to try?
Oh, yes.
Every day there's £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So, Clarians, the Eggheads have won the last 14. Is that good or bad? They're in good shape. However, the jackpot is high. £15,000 says you can't beat the Eggheads. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of music. There we are, Louise. And it's one of you, doesn't have to be you, Louise, against either Beth, Steve, Barry, Kevin, or Lisa.
Well, I think that's going to be me.
Yes.
You did use the phrase Shostakovich 5 earlier. That was impressive.
Oh, dear. Who will I
Will we go for Steve?
OK. I'll take on Steve, please.
Right. Steve, you ever played the violin?
Not very well.
Oh.
No, not at all, actually.
OK. So Louise from the Clarians to take on the non-violining Steve from the Eggheads. And just to ensure there's no conferring, would you please take your positions in our legendary question room? So, Steve, you're up against a virtuoso violinist.
Yes, I think I've got my work cut out for me in this round, Jeremy.
And you mentioned you had maybe not played the violin to a very high standard.
Any sort of standard, really, Jeremy.
You hadn't played it at all, yeah. Did you play any instruments?
Triangle, tambourine, kazoo. No.
OK, fine. So we could say we've got two musicians, and the subject is music, which is handy. And Louise, you can choose whether you go first or second.
I think I would like to go first, please.
I'm hoping for some Shostakovich here. Here's your first question. Vanilla Ice is most closely associated with which type of music? Country, rap, or classical?
I think that one is most definitely rap.
It is rap. Well done. Vanilla Ice. OK, Steve. A standard violin has how many strings? 4, 6, or 8?
Well, again, the last time I played one, I believe it was 4.
Is he right, Louise?
Yes.
If you said 6, we'd believe you, you know. 4 is correct. Louise, what type of instrument is the ocarina? String, percussion, or wind?
Can you spell that, please, Jeremy?
By all means, Ocarina.
Oh, I'm going to kick myself if it's a string instrument, but I'm leaning more towards percussion or wind. Ocarina, I think I'm going to go with my gut and say wind.
OK, now has anyone on your team seen an ocarina?
No.
Anyone here?
Yeah, the little sort of roundy things that you blow in and...
Made of clay.
Sort of egg-shaped.
OK, little roundy egg-shaped things you blow in is the answer at this end. So wind is right, Louise. Well done. Steve, which of these characters features in the Tchaikovsky ballet, The Nutcracker? Now, Steve, is it Florestan, von Rothbart, or Drosselmeyer?
Some lovely names there. The Nutcracker. I do believe that's Drosselmeyer.
OK, is he right, Louise?
Yes.
Yes. This is a good round, isn't it? Two musicians, a violinist, and someone who has tried to play the triangle. Here's your question, Louise. Time Flies, 1994 to 2009, is the title of a compilation album by which British band? Oasis, The Prodigy, or Take That?
Oh, this type of music is not my forte. I'm going to rule out The Prodigy. It doesn't sound cool enough to be the title of anything Oasis, so I'm going to risk Take That.
OK, teammates, do you know?
We think The Prodigy or Take That. We are unsure also.
Yeah, everyone's unsure. It's Oasis, actually. OK, so Steve has the chance to take the round and knock Louise out. Which Canadian singer divorced the music producer Robert Mutt Lang in 2010? Steve, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, or Shania Twain?
Well, Mariah Carey's not Canadian, as far as I'm aware, so it's a 1 in 2. Shania Twain's been back in news just recently. I know she has remarried. So, unfortunately, not to me. But on the strength of that, I'll say Shania Twain.
Shania Twain is the right answer. You're in the final, Steve. Well done. Sorry. I really wanted a Shostakovich to come out, Louise.
It's OK.
So you could flatten him. Bad luck. You've been knocked out by our Egghead, but it's early days. Please return to your teams and we'll play round 2. OK, the Clarians have lost a brain from the final round. The Eggheads have not lost any so far. Let's play on with science. Do we have a science teacher?
We do.
OK. Not that I'm volunteering you, Dennis.
Okay.
Are we going for Anthony or Dennis?
Anthony. What do you think?
You're number one for science.
Sport comes up.
Would
you take sport?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, be okay.
Yeah?
I think Anthony will be okay with sport too, yeah.
Okay.
I can kill with sport, yeah, so...
I'll take science, please.
OK, Dennis
Jeremy?
on science, brilliant. Against which Egghead, and it can't be Steve.
I think we might go Lisa.
Lisa, OK.
Might go Lisa.
Feel good about that?
Of all the questions you could ask me, that is the one I cannot give a polite answer to.
I'm just thinking, have we ever managed to make you sing during a science round? That's, I think not.
No, I've used a few films and a few books to get to the answer, but not... Oh, no, I have used a song once. There you go.
OK,
So
all right.
it does happen.
We might come back to that. So Dennis from the Clarians versus Lisa from the Eggheads. On science, please go to the question room now. So Dennis, you teach science?
I do teach science, yes.
Which is chemistry and other sciences?
Yes, biology and physics.
You're up against Lisa, and science isn't really your major subject, Lisa, fair to say.
Beautifully understated, Jeremy. Well done.
OK, Dennis, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please, Jeremy.
Here we go. In geometry, the radius of a circle equates to half of its what? Circumference, diameter, or surface area?
That is diameter, Jeremy.
Absolutely right, diameter. No trick, don't worry. I could see you staring at that thinking, am I missing something? OK, Lisa, which of these scientists was born first? Charles Darwin, Marie Curie, or Albert Einstein?
Darwin, I know, was born on February the 12th, which was my sister's birthday. That's not helping, but I'm fairly sure he's the answer as well, so we'll go for Charles Darwin.
Not the same year as your sister.
No, she is in radiant shape and still with us.
And Darwin, you know the year?
No, I haven't got a clue, Jeremy.
Any Egghead know the year?
1809.
1809.
Same year as Abraham Lincoln.
OK, Charles Darwin is correct. And anyone help us with Marie Curie's birth year? Eggheads?
1867.
1867. And Einstein?
1879.
1879. OK. All right, so one each. Dennis, which of these animals is a monkey? Mandrill, dugong, or kudu?
OK, Jeremy. My gut instinct is mandrill. However, I'm not sure what a dugong and a kudu are. So it's possible a mandrill could be an ape, that it has no tail. But I'm going to go with mandrill. Final answer.
Yes, you got it right, Dennis. Well done, mandrill. That's not probably part of your science envelope, is it?
I suppose that's more biology, but yeah, I do teach a bit of biology.
OK, mandrill's right. Lisa, pressure on you. In which part of the human body is the carpal tunnel located? Is this the head, the heart, the arm?
That's the thing with the syndrome, isn't it? Which you get from lots of typing. Why would you get that in your head or your heart? I think the carpal tunnel is sort of wrist-ish, so we'll go with arm.
Arm is right. This is a tight round. Dennis, keep the pressure on Lisa.
I'll try.
In which year was the first component of the International Space Station launched into space? Was this 1988, 1993, or 1998?
I'm going to have to guess with this one, Jeremy. It may have been the 25th anniversary recently. Therefore, I'm leaning towards 1993. Yeah, I'll go with 1993, Jeremy.
The answer is 1998. Oh. Lisa, your question for the round. Which branch of applied mathematics developed by John von Neumann and Oskar Morgenstern provides tools for analysing situations in which parties make decisions that are interdependent? Is it game theory, chaos theory, or logic theory?
I am really struggling here because I don't think it can be chaos theory. Because I think the logic there is that there is no logic. Game theory. Everything I know about game theory would fit on the back of my fingernail anyway, but it's telling me not to go there. I don't know. First instinct when the questions came up was logic theory. Let's go with logic theory.
When they look at these situations and they have the different parties, they actually call them players.
Ah,
and the
it is
answer
game theory.
is game theory.
Ah, I see.
So after 3 questions, you're level, and there's a little bit of a let-off for you there, Dennis. It gets a bit harder, though, now, and we go to sudden death. I do not give you alternative answers. Here we go. The Royal Society of London for Improving Natural Knowledge, more commonly known simply as the Royal Society, was founded in which century?
I'm going to plump, I think, for the 1700s. The 1800s would be the 19th century, obviously. The Royal Society, I'll go for the 18th century, Jeremy.
Okay, so you said the 18th century, in other words, the 1700s.
Correct.
All right. You're 100 years out, actually, it's earlier. It's the 17th century. All right. So, Lisa, you can go into the final with the correct answer here. On the Mohs scale of mineral hardness, what number is given to corundum, the second hardest mineral on the list after diamond?
I think it just runs from 1 to 10. Having said that, I'm now panicking in case it's actually 12. No, I think diamond is 10. So corundum would be 9.
Let's see if Barry knows this, Barry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Barry's just got those heart shapes in his eyes for you here, Lisa. You're absolutely right. I think diamond is 10, Barry, isn't it?
Yes,
is that right?
yes,
and corundum is 9. Lisa, well done on science. You've been a science teacher. How about that?
That's luck and
Not easy
judgment,
to
that
do.
one.
She did play well, Dennis, didn't she?
She did very well, yes.
And you've been beaten by our egghead. Please return to us, both of you. We'll play round 3. Okay, the Clarians have lost 2. Louise, what do we do? Is there a change of plan?
No, we're still going to fire away.
You're all teachers. Just send them to detention. You could do that. The eggheads are still all sitting there looking a little bit too smug for our liking. And the next subject for you is history.
Jake?
Who wants this?
Jake or Anthony? Jake, Anthony.
Yeah?
History teacher?
Do you want me to go? What do you think? What do you think?
Jake, would you be happy enough to take?
I'm happy
I
to
think
take
you
it,
should.
honestly.
Right. And who are you going to go for?
I'll take on Beth.
Okay. Jake from the Clarians takes on Beth from the Eggheads. Please, both of you, take your positions now. Well, Jake, the team seems very skilled up for the Eggheads today because you're now batting on your own subject, is that right?
That's right. Like a lamb to the slaughter, I face the wrath of my students if I fail.
We've had many times teachers often say that, is that the hardest thing to do is their own subject, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Do you have an area of history that you love most?
I suppose the Second World War would be an interest for me.
Sure. So first or second against Beth?
Second.
And Beth, your first question comes now. George I was the first monarch of which royal house? York, Tudor, or Hanover?
He was the first Hanoverian king, so Hanover.
Hanover is right, Beth, well done. Okay, Jake, which historical figure famously said, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few"? Margaret Thatcher, Winston Churchill, or Benjamin Disraeli?
Not 100% on this question. I'm going to actually go for Winston Churchill.
Well, if you like the Second World War, yep, you will have come across this. Winston Churchill is the right answer. Referring to challengers? Anyone know?
The RAF in the Battle of Britain.
Absolutely right. Beth, which of these countries was a British protectorate until 1961? Japan, Angola, or Kuwait?
Wasn't Angola part of Portugal? I can't think Japan would be, so it would have to be Kuwait.
Yeah, that's right. Kuwait is right. So, to catch up, your question, Jake. At what age did the Egyptian king Tutankhamun die? Was he 18, 58, or 98?
Another one that I should know, but faced with camera, it's quite difficult. Tutankhamun, I'm going to actually go on this one for 18.
You're absolutely right. Well done. Died young. Beth, your question. Who assassinated James Stuart, 1st Earl of Murray and Regent of Scotland, in January 1570? Was it James Hamilton, Edward Oxford, or John Bellingham?
One name out of those three is ringing a tiny, weeny, very, very quiet from miles away bell. So it's going to be the only thing I can go on, and the only name I've heard of those is John Bellingham.
Now, I had the same bell ring for John Bellingham. It's maybe because his name has got the word bell in it.
Possibly.
John Bellingham is not right. Can anyone tell us, Eggheads, first who John Bellingham was?
Assassinated Spencer Perceval, British Prime Minister. in
Ah,
1812.
OK, assassinated Spencer Perceval, who's and that was at Westminster,
yeah.
wasn't it? Edward Oxford?
He had an assassination attempt on Queen Victoria.
Right, yes, you're right about that, Barry. And the answer here is James Hamilton, Beth.
Okay, thank you.
So you have a chance here, Jake, on your third question to get into the
Indeed.
final. On your subject, I hope. Which of these American criminals was born first? Al Capone, Bugsy Siegel, or Mickey Cohen?
That's another one that I'm not. Of course, the names are familiar to me, but not one that I'm 100% sure about. But I'm actually going to go for, on this occasion, Mickey Cohen.
He's the least well-known one of the three. The answer is actually probably the most famous one, Al Capone.
That's disappointing.
Can I just throw this to some Eggheads for some help here? Because I'm not sure who Mickey Cohen was.
Oh, he was a gangster. He was,
Yeah. 20th century?
Yeah, 20th. He was around a bit longer than the other two.
Bugsy Siegel, Al Capone, long way apart or not?
No, not at all. Al Capone was 1899. Bugsy Siegel was, within, I don't know the exact birth year, but it was within a few years of that.
Yeah.
They both died, one from illness, one from being assassinated in the late 40s.
Okay.
Mickey Cohen went on a bit longer than that.
Yeah. Bugsy Siegel, I think, born just maybe 7 years after Al Capone. Mickey Cohen, 1913, he was born. After 3 questions each, the scores are level. We go to sudden death, just to make it that bit harder. It's not multiple choice. Beth, your question. The notorious pirate Henry Morgan became Lieutenant Governor of which Caribbean island in 1674?
I'm going to plump for the most obvious, Jamaica.
Jamaica's right. Your question, Jake, to stay in. In 1979, which businessman and future US presidential candidate recruited a team of commandos to carry out a daring rescue of 2 of his employees from an Iranian prison?
That candidate suggests that this person didn't actually end up as a president. I'm struggling to come up with an answer for this one. I know this is probably wrong. Businessman. Completely wrong, actually, but Henry Ford, just for a guess.
No, it's not. Bad luck. It's Ross Perot, who was that kind of independent candidate in, I think, 92. And actually was in a book called On Wings of Eagles, I think, by Ken Follett.
Yeah, there was a book about it.
Yeah. Well done, Beth. You're in the final round. On sudden death, Jake, you've been beaten by our Eggheads. Bit difficult for the challengers, but they can still win. One more round to play before the final. Come back to us and we'll play it. As it stands, the Clarians have lost 3 brains from the final round. The Eggheads are playing well, there's no doubt about it, and they haven't lost any. And the next subject is sport. But just this one before the final. Who would like this?
I believe it'll be me.
OK, Anthony. Against which Egghead you can have Barry or Kevin. It's no easy choice.
Definite.
I'll be taking on Kevin, please, Jeremy.
Brilliant. Throw yourself at Kevin. Sometimes sport, we do get
Yeah, you never know.
played into an offside position, don't we?
Yeah, it can happen, yes.
OK.
Absolutely.
Anthony from the Clarians versus Kevin from the Eggheads on sport to see if the challengers can get one back. Please, for the last time, go to our question room. Anthony, you're against Kevin. It'd be fantastic if you could knock him out. So would you like to go first or second, Anthony?
I think I'll stick with tradition and go first.
Here we go. What is a typical par score on an 18-hole championship golf course? 32, 52 or 72?
That would be 72.
72's right. Great stuff. Kevin, which of tennis's 4 Grand Slam tournaments is the oldest? Australian Open, French Open or Wimbledon?
Well, it is, I believe it's, I'm just working it out here. Wimbledon dates from 1877, thereabouts. Yeah, the others are definitely later than that, so it's Wimbledon.
Wimbledon is correct. Back to you, Anthony. The footballer John Terry left Chelsea to join which championship club in July 2017? Aston Villa, Leeds United or Fulham?
Okay, this is one I don't know. John Terry. I'm going to rule out Aston Villa. I'm going to go with Fulham, actually, since it's a London team.
Yeah, I think, I'm a Chelsea fan. I think the closer the team, the more problematic actually with these guys, yeah. So he went quite a way away to Aston Villa.
Oh.
Don't worry. So not Fulham, not Leeds. Kevin, in February 2015, Colin Graves was elected to be the chairman of the governing body of which sport in England and Wales? Athletics, tennis, or cricket?
2015 was that, Jeremy?
February 2015.
Yeah, well, I think anyway, Colin Graves is the head man for England and Wales anyway for cricket.
Cricket is right. So Kevin takes the lead, and this is your third question. You must get this one right, Anthony. How many games must a basketball team win in the NBA Finals to be crowned champions? 2, 3, or 4?
Okay, again, I don't know this, but I'll just go down the middle, 3.
Let me see. Teammates, do you know?
Best of 7, 4.
Best of 7, 4 is the answer. 4. Sorry, Anthony, knocked out. Kevin, well done. Another egghead in that final round. Looking awkward, but not impossible for our challengers. Come back to us, please, both of you. We'll play the final round for £15,000. So this is what we have been playing towards. It is time for our final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads will not be allowed to take part in the round. So that's Louise, Dennis, Jake, and Anthony, all from the Clarians. Would you please now leave the studio? OK, Simon, I know this wasn't part of the plan, or maybe it was. There was something very clever going on here.
No, this was not part of the plan.
You can win, there's no doubt. We've seen it happen, haven't we, Eggs? And we get very excited when it does. Solo challenges against all the Eggheads, and now you're playing to win £15,000 for the Clarians. Beth, Steve, Barry, Kevin, Lisa, you're playing for something that money can't buy, which is the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge, and you can confer. So, Simon, the question is, with your one brain, can you defeat these 5? Take them down. You don't need to answer that. Would you like to go first or second?
I will go first.
All right, I'm sensing the whole of the Sacred Heart Grammar in Newry. County Down is watching. Good luck. Here we go. Who plays the title role in the 2017 film Spider-Man: Homecoming? Is it Chadwick Boseman, Tom Holland, or Chris Pratt?
Right. It's actually one of the few superhero movies that I haven't seen. I don't think it's Chris Pratt. I will go with Chadwick Boseman.
I'm afraid it's
Tom
Holland. OK, not to worry. Eggheads, which word describes a well-done steak in French? Is the word à point, saignant, or bien cuit?
Ooh. So did you say a well done?
A well done steak.
Oh, well, it's got to be. This bien cuit means well cooked, yeah.
Yeah.
And even when you tell them that, they still don't listen and bring you something that's virtually raw.
That's because it's wrong to overcook
The
a
French
steak.
have an antipathy to cooking steak well done, but I believe the word is bien cuit.
Bien cuit is correct. The next question is for Simon. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, which experienced one of the biggest art thefts in history in 1990, is located in which city? New York, Boston, or Chicago?
Chicago.
Now, funnily enough, I know a little bit about this because I was doing some stuff with my daughter on paintings, and we got quite into art theft, and we looked up the biggest one ever, and there were Rembrandts and everything else stolen. But where was it from, Eggheads?
Boston.
It was Boston. It was Boston. Precipice edge here for our challengers. If you get this right, Eggs, you've won the contest. Which of these political parties made an overall gain in its number of seats at the 2017 general election? The SNP, Liberal Democrats, or UKIP?
Well, UKIP lost their seat.
Yeah,
so
the SNP went down by 20-odd.
Yes.
And the Lib Dems went up by
by
just a
about 1 or
handful.
2, wasn't
Just a
it?
handful, yeah.
So it must be the Lib Dems.
Yeah.
I think so.
OK, happy with that?
Yeah.
Well, of those 3, the only one that had a gain was the Liberal Democrats.
If you've got it right, you've taken the contest, because there'll be no way back for our challengers. The correct answer is Liberal Democrats. We say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. Ah, bad luck there.
Yeah, I actually knew the 2 second.
Yeah, the bien cuit.
Bien cuit.
They're never going to get a question on steak wrong.
Yeah.
This lot. It's been brilliant to see you.
Thank you
from
very
Munich.
much.
Thank you so much for making the journey. Great team, great atmosphere in the studio today, but commiserations to you.
Thank you.
They are playing very well. They've done what comes naturally. They're in their stride. They're not even bothering to look modest, these eggheads. I'm afraid it means that the challengers don't go home with the £15,000, which means the money rolls over to the next show. And the school can now boo the eggheads, can't they? Feel free to boo.
Yeah.
Eggheads, congratulations. Who's going to beat you? Oh, Kevin, you asked us a question at the beginning. What was it?
Yeah, the question, it was about Agatha Christie. She wrote many detective novels, but there was something that made one of them called Death Comes as the End unique.
And I was thinking, is it because Poirot dies or Marple dies or something like that?
No, it's not a plot device. It's simply that it's the only one that she did that's got a historical setting. It's set in ancient Egypt, and all of her other stories were contemporary.
There we go. Great question. Thank you. Hope you got that at home. Do join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to finally take them down. The jackpot is getting bigger and bigger. £16,000 to play for until we quiz again. Goodbye.